All right, well, moving on to, this is a sad story. So Teen Mom alum Ryan Edwards, he was arrested following cheating allegations against his wife, Mackenzie Edwards. So according to an arrest obtained by Us Weekly on February 10th, the reality star was arrested after his wife reported to the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office that he had posted revealing photos of her on his Instagram page. The day before being taken into custody, he was served with an order of protection by the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department in order to immediately vacate his residence. She alerted the authorities that Ryan had been in contact with her father, which she claimed violated their protective order. Now, he has had a lot of legal trouble in the past. He accused Mackenzie of infidelity on Instagram just last month, and he in March of 2017, he was arrested for heroin possession. He was arrested again for violating his probation. He was filed for an order of protection against his ex-wife, Macy Bookout. So the list kind of goes on and on here. So what will happen to Ryan now that he has violated this protective order?
Yeah, it is a sad case, Christina, and Ryan is in a world of trouble. Yeah. I mean, the details of the allegations are very serious. I mean, he reportedly held a knife to her neck in front of their children, punched holes in the walls, threatened to kill her. So this is a big problem for someone with a pretty significant criminal history and no real history of following court orders. So I think he's going to spend some significant time in prison or jail.
Really? Okay. And then he was also, in addition to violating the protective order, he was also found to be in possession of drugs as well. So is that additional time that could be amounted on to what he could already be serving for violating the protective order?
Definitely. I mean, there's no question, obviously, that the violence and threats, that's more serious than just the drug possession. But I mean, here's someone, I mean, and reportedly they both have a history of drug problems, but here's someone that, you know, whether it's for anger management or violent outbursts or drugs, is unable to follow the law and follow the court's very specific orders. So this is something that the judge in the case is going to have to take into consideration when deciding, hey, what's an appropriate sentence? Is it safe for Ryan to be out in the community and interacting with members of the public?
Is that why they made him vacate his residence? Because he was a threat to the community and to his family?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, when you act like that, that sort of irrational behavior, that violent behavior, that's something that, you know, both law enforcement and the court's going to say, well, look, it's not safe for you to be in the same home as your ex or with the kids. So that's exactly what we're seeing here, Christina.
Right. So even if his wife decides to drop the charges, he could still face jail time in this, though, right?
Oh, no question, because you know, that's a common misnomer. And it actually happens a lot in domestic violence cases where the victim will sort of recant or feel sorry for the abuser. That's part of the psychology of abuse. But it's really the people versus Ryan, right? It's not Mackenzie versus Ryan. It's not a civil case. It's a criminal case. So it's really up to the prosecution to decide whether to move forward or not. And I could tell you that 8 times out of 10, sometimes 9 times out of 10, by the time the case goes to trial, the victim feels bad or, you know, doesn't want the abuser to be punished. But the state moves forward anyway because it's a crime against the people and it's not just against the victim.
Yeah. I mean, and how much time do you think he could spend in jail?
Yeah, based on especially the knife to the neck and, you know, the significant history and the violating the protective order. I mean, I think he could potentially get years in prison for something like this.
For more news content and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.